Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Honorable Rector UMT Dr. Muhammad Aslam, Dr. Tariq Jamal Sab, Dr. Sumar Shaheen from Turkey, and Professor Rebecca, other speakers from within the country and abroad, faculty, students, Assalamu alaikum. I congratulate this university and Dr. Shaukat Iqbal for having organized such a wonderful conference and such an important topic of innovative computing. Computing is something that is driving almost all the growth and change all across the world these days. And it is affecting our lives in a great way. There cannot be anybody living in contemporary world who says the computers or computing technology has not left any mark on his or her life. Let it be the delivery of education and other means of communication. Let it be autonomous vehicles, artificial intelligence, robotics, big data, and you name anything. And when you see the list of topics on your conference page, you find a wide variety of the topics. We are in the business of education, and we see that the delivery of education is changing in a big manner. And people are saying that the universities that we have today will not exist for perhaps another decade. It will change altogether. And we already see several experiments going on. MOOCs are one, where they are offering not only courses, but they have started to offer nano degrees and micro degrees and sorts of things. And they boast of having enrollments up to millions in some courses. So computing is something that has changed our lives and that is changing our lives. We sleep with computers, we wake up with computers, and we eat with computers, and it's all day on our palm, and we can't actually live without them. Now, looking at the topics that were listed on your website of the conference, I found quite an amazing list of them, but there were a couple of topics that I wanted to see there, but I couldn't. For instance, fintech is one big area where computing is wanting to revolutionize the whole financial sector and the way financial transactions take place. And I saw Internet of Things listed among the topics, but there wasn't any mention of Internet of Value on that list. Now, this tells us how computing and computer technologies are invading into our lives and how they are further aiming at bringing the change. So Internet of Value is a concept whereby they say that the value should be traveling and transacting over internet just like information does. So we can they are wanting to be able to make financial transactions over the internet just like we send emails or we exchange messages through WhatsApp and other kinds of applications. And there is so much innovation taking place in that particular area that you can't imagine perhaps. And financial technologies, the way financial transactions take place, the way banks talk with each other, the way finances travel between countries, between individuals, between organizations is all changing altogether. What I want to emphasize is that we as computer professionals or even other professionals, and when I say that, I would also like to say that we should stop working in isolations of our own subjects. Unless we start developing integrated knowledge of various subjects at the same time, we will not perhaps be able to develop solutions that we can claim to be useful for the humanity. So a computer scientist must have knowledge of finances, must have knowledge of maybe psychology, must have knowledge of maybe sociology. The people who work in the area of social marketing or social media, they work there because they know psychology and they know sociology. So unless you understand that, and in recent days we have been hearing about Cambridge Analytica, which claims to change the behaviors of people, particularly the voting behaviors or decision-making behaviors of people through interventions made on social media. In Pakistan, we have so many problems where we need to work on and where we need to devise solutions. For instance, in recent days, we have been hearing of FATF, the Financial Action Task Force, that has put Pakistan on grey list just because our checks on the transactions were not as good as the world wanted them to be. There were suspicions of possibility of financial transactions taking place between undesired hands. So the world has put us on a watch list whereby requiring us to make the transactions more transparent and more compliant with the international standards. And what has done this? This has forced our central bank, the state bank, to put some checks on the transactions, and the way it has changed the whole system. I just wanted to make a transaction to Germany last week for a membership fee of some organization. It was 4,000 euros that we had to transact, and the bank told me that once you initiate this transaction, we will send the request to the state bank for approval, and they will take 15 days to approve that transaction. Then that approval will come to us and we will initiate the real transaction after that, which will take another 3 or 4 days. So in this era, if you need 20 days to transact a small amount of money from Pakistan to another country, how will you survive the competition, or how will you be able to participate in international activities? And that is perhaps because the state bank doesn't have a solution for automated checks and automated approvals and automated scrutiny of those transactions. And that is where I think our computer scientists, or people who work in this particular area, should come forward and should provide solutions. And similarly, there are so many solutions that we need to support our management. We need to support our administration at many different levels. Our universities do not have as capable university management systems or student management systems as we need to have. This university, I'm told, is having 12,000 students, and 12,000 students can't be managed. Their operations, their activities can't be managed if we do it manually. And we need to have good large databases. We need to have good efficient algorithms running on those databases. My university has 22,000 students distributed over 10 different campuses, which are located at 10 different disjoint locations. And we can't monitor all the administrative actions and activities unless we have integrated, strong management systems helping us do that. So I would emphasize and I would suggest our students and our faculty that you do research that is compatible with international demands and that is publishable in international journals. But at the same time, please focus on the problems that we are facing with and devise solutions for those problems. You may need to come up with new ideas, you may need to come up with new methods and mechanisms, and you may need to understand the areas of those people whose problems you may aim to solve. So our computer scientists need to come out and need to understand the social areas, the business areas, the economics areas, and the other various disciplines, so that you can devise solutions and you can enable us be more efficient and more productive. So I wish you all the success, and I congratulate you on this conference on such an important subject. And I think your deliberations, your discussions will motivate you to work on more effective and useful things. And we will not only be trying to adapt and adopt to the changes that are taking place around us, but we will also be contributing to those changes. Right now, what we are struggling for is the changes that occur elsewhere. We struggle to adopt to them or adapt to them. But we need to go one step further, and we need to start influencing and contributing to that change so that we change the world the way we want it, rather than the people who want to change it some other way, and we keep on adjusting to it. So good luck, and thank you very much.